guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Sean. I'm sorry if you can hear voices in the background. I've got a family over and I haven't really told them I'm filming, so it may be a bit loud. I also hope to God this is in focus. I'm going to be really angry if it isn't. I'm got really bad eyesight at the moment, so I can't tell whether I'm in focus or not, so this will be fun to edit. I apologise for not being on top of the YouTube upload game. Things have been hectic. I finished my qualification as a beauty therapist, so that is very exciting, and I just got my first job as a spa therapist, which is huge for me. There's an ice cream van in the background. So everything has been like completely all go. I haven't really had a chance to sit down. I have been updating my blog, so if you don't follow me on there, then make sure that you do, if you wanted more sort of like weekly sort of update from me. But yeah, I'm just going to jump straight on into this video, and today we are reviewing the Diva Cup. This is it. It's obviously open because I've used it. So for those of you who don't know, there are several types of sanitary wear if you're a girl suffering with periods. So basically there is the most common ones. You can get tampons, pads or cups. I think they're the main three. I'm really sorry if I'm wrong. I'm not exactly completely clued up about the whole situation, but they're the three I know. And you can get like disposable pads or reusable pads. There's a lot of choices around when it comes to sanitary wear. I've been wanting to go over to the Diva Cup for a while now, and I took the plunge and got one. So I have it over here and it's all clean, so don't get grossed out. So this is what it looks like. I really wanted it simply, one, to save the environment, because we use so much plastic at the moment. I'm sure you've all heard about plastic pollution, and I just kind of wanted to do my bit. That is a delivery for me, and that is the dog barking. Okay, now that's out of the way. I wanted to go over because of plastic pollution and also the cost of sanitary wear every month. I mean, like, women bleed a lot over their fertile lifetime. Like, I mean, I've got a little bit of a while before I go through menopause. If I sort of fit standard sort of lifetime cycles, I don't want to be forking out, like, you know, I mean, okay, maybe it's like, say, £3 to £7 a month depending on what you buy. If you got like sort of quite a lot, then it could be over £7, but then when you add that up over your lifetime, you've spent loads. Whereas this is kind of like outweigh sort of cost, and then it sort of does you for a while. So I was really interested to try it out, and one of my friends did and really recommended it, so I just thought, hey, you know what, why not? There is like a huge array of types of cups. So I've got the Diva Cup, there's the Organi Cup, there's lots of different ones. You have to do your research. I just got the Diva Cup because my friend had used it and really liked it, and it just sort of seemed most fitting for me, I guess. So this is what it looks like. It's just a sort of plastic silicone, I guess, material cup. It's got little markings on. It says the Diva Cup and the freaking ice cream man. I'm trying to film a video. So it also has measurement marks. So it has 1/4 ounce and 1/2 ounce, which is really good to sort of get you in the know of how much you are actually bleeding a month. Like, I think that's really cool. I don't think women know enough about their bodies, so this is probably the best thing for you to find out about your body. So it's quite squishy, and sort of you can move it around a lot, which obviously means more comfortable. It's not going to be like a horrible like hard plastic cup. That would be horrendous. And it's got this little stem here which you can cut down, but I just kept it the full length just because I found it easier. So the benefits of a cup: it's reusable. I swear to God, the ice cream man. I'm really sorry if you just can hear the ice cream man at the back of this video, because he will not stop. It's not even that sunny today. I mean, come on, dude. Like, where were you when it was like 40 degrees? Pros, it obviously is very mouldable, so it fits to you. There are different sort of sizes you can get, and I'll go into that in a minute. You can wear this for up to 12 hours. If you are a tampon user, then you will know that the maximum is 8 hours before you are at risk of toxic shock syndrome. This has a very low risk of toxic shock syndrome, which is great. But obviously you've got to know the signs and the symptoms, which is like feeling very hot, like feeling shaky. There's loads of different ones. If you read up on it, make sure that you are clued up about the symptoms for it, just in case, because as girls we always need to be prepared. So basically it being 12 hours means you only need to change it twice in a day, which is perfect for me because I hate being somewhere and then I'm like, I've got to go change like my tampon or my pad, and it's just a nightmare, especially if you're in a situation where you don't know where the nearest bathroom is, or it's just really sort of, you're in sort of like a situation where you don't feel comfortable to go to the toilet. I mean, like, there's various different situations, but this is 12 hours and supposedly leak-free once you've got it right. So also, the leak-free thing, imagine wearing whatever pants you wanted on your period and no more granny panties, because personally mine are quite uncomfortable. They got the really horrible like elastic bit, and it just like, it digs in. It's just not, it's not attractive. Like, you could wear your your nice underwear, like Victoria's Secret, you could even like dare to go with that. It's a no-brainer for me. Okay, so the Diva Cup do two different styles of cup. I got the style 1. So model 1 is for women under 30 years old who have never delivered vaginally or by C-section, which obviously I am under 30, I haven't had a baby, so. And then model 2 is for women who are over 30 years old and for women who have delivered vaginally or by C-section. So if you've had a kid and you're over or you're over 30 years old, it recommends the type 2. Majority of cup distributors will have this sort of different model style just to suit, because obviously my insides aren't going to be the same as someone who has pushed out a baby, and as much as it does go back to normal, it doesn't go back to how it was before, so it's good to have sort of different styles so it really suits you best. So as you can see, I mean, this is the palm of my hand. It's pretty tiny. It's like maybe a third of my hand, so don't feel panicked if you see this and you're like, how the hell am I meant to get that up there? I personally, if you're sort of like new to the whole period game and you haven't yet tried tampons or anything like that, then I wouldn't recommend getting this first. I think try with some tampons, get used to the whole feeling. I personally found it quite uncomfortable. I mean, you can just jump right in and you may get on with this, but I think because it's a little bit more of an out cost, I think this was like £21. So if you are a young girl sort of starting your period, then it may be a little bit too expensive, especially if you don't know you're going to get on with it. So I personally would recommend, I mean, I've gone from pads to tampons to this, so I've kind of gone the whole spectrum round. You really need to sort of like find what feels good for your body, and because I mean, like, it's a horrible time of month, you've got to be as comfortable as humanly possible. So obviously this has to go inside you, so you have to be somewhat comfortable with putting stuff places, okay? So there are 2 ways to insert this. There is the C way, so you just bend it round. Oh god, I'm not very good at this. Ooh. I'm not a very good hand model for this. So a C, so like a C like that, or, and personally the way I do it, put your finger up there, push it down, pull it back, so you create kind of like a little funnel shape, and then I personally prefer that way of inserting it. I just find it a lot easier than the other way. The other way seems to be way too fiddly for me. So all the instructions are on the thing, but you basically pop that in, and I did a vlog my first time ever using this, so you can watch that in a bit, but it really does genuinely just disappear. It's magic. And when I say disappear, I don't mean like it disappears so you can't actually get it back. It's very hard to kind of lose one of these, so you're good. So as you insert it like this, when it gets to a point where you can't sort of hold on to it anymore, this bit, and you will feel it, it will just pop out, and then that will be inside of you. It does recommend to turn it once it's inside you. I personally find this really, really difficult to do. So instead of sort of like grabbing it and then turning it, because it basically creates a suction, which is what catches everything. So what I find is best to do is just to pop a finger into there, alongside of it. You have to, you'll like sort of develop a way that's good for you. I mean, I can only tell you like from personal experience, but like you will find what is best and most comfortable for you. So I personally just pop a finger next to the side of it, and then I just slowly turn it around like that inside me, rather than trying to like grab it, because I don't really want my whole fist up there. I mean, no thanks. When it comes to removal, it is slightly harder. You will get the knack of it. Don't be scared if the first time it takes you half an hour like it did me. It's definitely more of like a sort of a Kegel exercise. You have to pretend like you're having a baby, basically, just push it. But it won't come out simply like that, so you do, ooh, you do need to use your hands as well. So what I think's best is when it's sort of up there, I use just one finger again, and you literally just want to sort of push it. It doesn't need to go completely all the way up. I mean, I'd probably go to about here. If I could go further, then it would probably help me a lot. And then literally, because it's all suctioned there, and when you turn it, when you insert it, it basically creates more of a suction, so you're less likely to get leaking. Until you've got like the right knack of it, you may have a bit of leaking, but majority of the time, once you've got it, you're good. So we're gonna pop a finger up there and then slowly push it into it, which obviously bends this part in and releases the suction. When it's like this, then you just need to use your Kegel exercises and push, and you will feel it sort of come down. I mean, it takes a little bit of trial and error. I mean, I'm only just getting the knack of it now, but the first couple of times, it's going to be a little bit difficult, I'm not going to lie. So onto the cons of this, obviously the out cost of it, it is slightly more expensive. Cleaning it is also another downside. If you were to change it in a public loo, going to be a little bit awkward to take this to the sink outside of the toilets unless you've got one of them inclusive toilets that has a sink inside. You can clean it with just normal soap, but also another way of doing it, which is what I do after every single period once it's finished, is pop it in like simmering boiling water, or just heat your kettle and pour it over just to sterilise it, just to make sure that I'm not going to get any like nasty infections or anything like that. But just after every use, I just use antibacterial soap and water, and just make sure that it's thoroughly rinsed out so I'm not getting any soap inside. I considered myself quite a heavy flow before I started using this, but I actually, on my heaviest days, I go just over the 1/4 ounce mark, which is 7.5 millilitres, so it's actually not that much at all. I thought I was a lot worse. It always looks a lot worse on a pad, I think, or like a tampon. But yeah, no, this is really good to, it's interesting to find out like sort of how much you think you know about your body, whereas actually how much you do know. But yeah, so without further ado, feel free to have a laugh. This is me trying it for the first week. Enjoy. Good morning, everyone. So I've just woken up and our flow has arrived, so I'm going to try this for the first time. Wish me luck. So it says in the instructions that you can put it in like that or like that. I'm going to go with the first one because it looks a little bit more comfortable. It's just essentially, ooh, I need to wash that now. Okay, here goes nothing. Clearly not very good at this. Oh. Okay, it's disappeared. Okay, I think it's in place. I think it says in the instructions that you need to reach inside and rotate it, which, to be fair, is a little bit difficult to do. You know what? I'm going to skip that step because there is no reaching to that. Okie dokie, it's in. Can't really feel it, which is fab. I just hope I don't have any leaks today. I'm going to be so paranoid. But yeah, so I have like a medium heavy flow, so it'll be interesting to see how well it does. But it's just nice to wear one thing all day and I don't need to touch it again until I need to wash it, and you can wear it overnight, and it's just, I mean, like this, it's comfy. I'm like sweating side to side to see if I can feel it, and I can't, so we're good. So that is it. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions at all and what you would like to see next from me. I will try my best to get uploading again soon. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and be sure to follow all my social media handles. The links are in the description, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Bye!